also, made so much money. In the process, he sent the daughter to America to go and be a nurse, or to go and study business administration, or study finance, or study project management. And when the guy finishes school, he comes back to Nigeria. You tell him to come and join business. He said, "Daddy, I don't want to do that. These children, I don't." How will he? In my language, they say you don't learn how to use the left hand in old age. And how market bananka? How will he? So in essence, we need to intentionally expose our children, cultivate their interest in the things that we do, so that tomorrow these areas of conflict will be less. Because you take care of it today, or it will take care of you tomorrow. Just the way it works. Then collaborate with our children. We need to learn to know that yes, we are smart. Yes, we know more than them, but they know things that we don't know. Everyone here can relate to the concept that the things you know now, the things you knew when you were 15, a 15-year-old person now, I mean, they'll blow you away. What they know at the age of, what you know at the age of 21, a 15-year-old person or 16-year-old person knows that now. So the knowledge gap between them and us is shrinking because they are being exposed to a lot. We have the internet. We didn't have that before. We have a lot going on. We have 24-hour TV stations now. We didn't have that before. We have 24-hour radio stations. We didn't have that before. So they are being exposed to a lot. So they have something to bring to the table. That's the bottom line. You take them to your shop. Okay, simple question. If this was your shop, what would you do differently? It can even be just a question of him telling you, you know what, if this was my office, my chair will not be here. My chair will be over there. These are little things that we can do to develop their interest in our businesses or in the areas that we want them to. We have to collaborate with them. We have to bring them in. Let them be part of it. Let it not be, oh, we're just telling them what to do or pushing them. They need to feel like this is part of they're involved in shaping the way this is going. Yeah. I go back to the same thing. Ascertain their personal aspirations. What do you want for yourself? If the person wants to be retire early, go to live a quiet life, and you're pushing them into a field that will expose them to the public or make them a popular figure, there will be conflict. And at one point he might go in there and succeed, but if he goes in there and tomorrow he doesn't, they will be filled with resentment because they've gone there to maybe please you, or maybe they believe that you know better what is good for them, and they've come out disappointed. It's always good to get their buy-in, ascertain what they want to achieve for themselves. Align their aspiration with your business. Just like I said in the other one. What do you want to achieve? This is what you want for yourself. Fine. Okay. This is how you can achieve it through using my business. Or you want to, you want to do this. You want to be someone popular in your community. You want to be, a pillar of the community. You want to be influential in your sphere in your area of operations. This is how you can achieve that using this. So when you do that, they begin to see their own dream, their own needs, begin to imagine how they can fulfill it in your own through using the business that you're doing. It's very, very vital. And it's a process that is ongoing. It's not like something that you do and you do it like maybe a three-step program and afterwards no. It's something that you have to keep reinforcing because it's a life journey. Okay. And finally, make it fun. Like I said, fun, fun, fun. All work and no play make Jack a very dull boy. And personally, I'm an advocate of having a workplace that is fun. If you calculate your life as a professional, you'll find that you spend most of your life in your workplace. So it's very, very important that you make your workplace as fun as possible for your own mental and physical well-being. Okay. And here, um, just wanted to share a few pictures. The family on the left, or my left, is the Hermes family, and the one is Macmillan Cargill. The Hermes family, I'm sure some of us must have heard of Hermes, the big fashion family from France, involved in so many things. The company is old, it's more than 100 years old. These things did not happen because, after when someone dies, they just pass it to the next son. No. They sat down, they drew up plans, they got their families involved, they developed their interest in the business. I can tell you that it's not every one of them wanted to be in the fashion business from the get-go. But how did they co-opt them to come into the business? So these things are intentional things. It doesn't fall out from the sky. Then the other family is Cargill, Macmillan Cargill. Macmillan is a very, very big business family, and Cargill is a very, very big business family. So like, how would I put it? In terms of in the commodity world, it's like, okay, let's use cement. It's like Dangote and Boa Cement, the family coming together to form Dangote Caribbean. That's what happened here. So it even created a more, how would I put it, extensive dynamic, because there are so many family members and you need to keep everyone involved and make sure that everyone's aspirations are met and everyone desires, so it can be done. But what the point is that it is intentional, get them involved, they listen to your aspirations, align them with what you're doing, give them room to make mistakes, grow. Because even you as a parent, it's a journey. It's not like you've gone down this road before. So you have to give your room, give yourself slack as well when you feel like you're overbearing or overdoing what you shouldn't do. Okay. And on a final note, the two gentlemen you're seeing here are my sons.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. They came to the office one day and they wanted to mimic what they see daddy do. So this was there trying to play, seeing me in a meeting where I'll be talking and we're talking and maybe it's heated. So you can see that it started off from the left, very calmly, Bimbi and Chinua smiling, and then Obina is the one on the right, Chinua is the one on the left, and the matters got serious in the middle. Like I see Bibi springing out, probably saying, "No, you're wrong." In other words, they are getting to see the dynamics of a boardroom and the kind of co-op that happens, the kind of energy and tension that the boardroom. So, yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm ready to take questions. Thank you very much.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much for that very insightful session. Thank you, Mr. Dikanna. This is really I think I have the spirit of God. When I knew that you could take this topic, it must have been God that led me. Okay, so from the chat room, I got disconnected with my laptop at a point, so I lost some chat. If you sent some chat earlier, before Onyeka's own, please resend. So Onyeka, by the way, Onyeka everyone knows you. She said she grew up at Nnewi. If I tell her to on her video now, she will not want to. Let me just cast her. Yeah, Onyeka Ebo. So she said, let me read what she said to you. I sent it to you on WhatsApp. She said she grew up at Nnewi. That's your village, because I know you have talked about your village before at the coach.
I went to school with some a fellow called Onyeka Ebo as well.
Can you imagine that? Such a small world.
Person we're talking about. I'm not sure.
Review your face now, Onyeka.
Like this. Hey, Jesus.
She said she didn't do makeup and she doesn't want to see you like that. So she said she grew up.
See my face. This is the face.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, the I'm talking about. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Isabel.
Okay, so she said, I grew up at Nnewi, Anambra State over 30 years ago, and Chika Okafor, Chikasin Group of Companies was a force and is still a force to reckon with, not just at Nnewi, but nationwide, and I believe globally. So she was inviting people. She said, don't sit on the fence. It's barely, about some minutes to go to the program. And so she made some comments in the chat room as well. I want to just read that to us. So she said, wow. I don't know if this is Ogo. I think I pronounce it well. Ogo Ogweli, but I know how to pronounce Ogweli because I used to attend Dominion City then. Ogweli said, great information. Madam Olubusola Bidakun said, applaud when you're successful. I mean, I think she's talking about making a comment to what you shared earlier, saying applaud when the children are successful and encourage them when they are unsuccessful to ensure work-life balance. And Ogo Gweli says this information is also good for husbands who want to get their wives involved in their businesses. And Onyeka responded, very correct. Madam Olubsola Bitakun says we must be intentional in achieving success. And Onyeka was making a comment regarding Obina and his brother's pictures, saying getting them ready for the boardroom. Some parents are still making this mistake. And Mrs. Olubsola say, well done, Coach DK. Great session. Ogweri say, amazing. I'm here because of Onyeka's comment. Oh, amazing. Can you imagine?
Thank you very much, Onyeka.
Interesting. Okay, so if you have questions, I should have checked the registration form, but I'm a bit overwhelmed. I need people to support, please. I need volunteers. I can't do this alone again. Please, I am begging. I can't do this. I'm serious. I really am begging. I should have checked for questions during registration points, but if you're here, please let's take live questions. Wow, then coach, elite coach, Mrs. Adebisi Aderemi Akinwale is on the call. Oh, wow. Thank you for joining, ma. And I didn't tell her about it.
Well, BC, welcome.
Thank you, Madam BC. Thank you for joining. Please, if you have questions, please drop in the chat room. Oh, Yaya Bush is also here. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, elite coach for joining. Thank you, Okoyemi Adeleke. I can't see questions in the chat box. I think he has answered all the questions in our mind. I'm guessing, because honestly, it was a very balanced session. Oh, yes, you can speak. Please unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself and speak. You can unmute yourself. Am I correct? Let me check my setting. Yes, you can speak.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dikanna Okafor, for that powerful session. Like, I'm already wishing that I'll just carry my children now. They're in the womb now, yes, to just carry them to my boardroom. You understand? Yes. So, my question, I'm glad you also grew up at Newi. Just like Greatness mentioned, I grew up at Newi. So, I want to know, of course, Chikasin was a very popular name then. So I want to know, what are the practical things your dad did to like form you into this person you are today? Because I know lots of businesses I know then growing up, a lot of billionaires then, their children ended up squandering their properties. A lot of them, their children sold out their properties. They turned to miscreants in the society. So what did Chikasin do in particular to nurture this perfect gentleman? And then my second question, I know those days at Newi, I understood the whole mentality. Most people were just all about buying and selling. That's just enough for them. It's just enough for them to just go to their store, sell out, and then they go home and all that. So what did Chikasin Group do intentionally to not just maintain the status quo of just having, okay, a business or have a business that generates money? What did they do intentionally to see that Chikasin stands out from the rest of other businesses that started from Newi? Okay, so those are the two questions that I have. Thank you very much.
Onyeka, you've made this so beautiful and colorful. And I'm not saying that because you're my friend. I'm saying that because you really did. Thank you. But those questions are very practical. Really, I'm yearning to hear.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Onyeka.
Thank you.
Quite interesting. I hope you believe me, though. What did my dad do? Right. Okay. At the age of 8, my dad sent me out to go and live with a priest from 8 to 11.
What?
I was a chaplain in a secondary school. And okay, living with the priest exposed me to otherwise what I wouldn't have been exposed to in life. So living there, I had to learn how to farm. I had to
Wow.
fetch water in the morning before going to school. I had
Jesus.
to sell vegetables in a cocker. If you know Okafor very well, the market is called a cocker.
Yes.
Um,
Are you
the
kidding
point
me?
being is that he was intentional in exposing me to the other side of life that my upbringing or my background would have exposed me to.
My God.
That's one. Then we have some family tradition, right from, I can remember, if there are Christmas holidays or long vacation
Jesus.
days, if there is no holiday, like we're not traveling out, he would take me to the factory. So it's
Wow.
funny because I remember when I was very young going there, the place looked like it was the whole world. But now that I'm working there, like the compound is small, so I have that big image of the compound looking so massive then. But now that, that I'm all grown up, it's smaller. The point being is that he exposed me to a different side of life. Um,
Wow.
One has to decide what one wants for oneself in life. That's
Mm.
so, like they say, you can take a horse to the sea, but you can't force it to drink. So that being said, yes, he intentionally made sure that he cultivated my interest in the business. There's always, in fact, to put it this way, and which was why I was talking about the issue about aligning what you want for your children with their own aspirations. The
Mm.
reason why mechanical engineering was because I was being stubborn. Because right from my childhood, or right from when I was a boy, everyone had been telling me, "You do business. Your dad is a businessman. Your dad is this. You do business." So all the while, I didn't even pay attention to it, and it was almost assumed that it's the case is sorted. It's gonna do business. Oh, we went to university, and so they didn't even ask me. It was assumed. So when did you? Honestly, I didn't know I would be an engineer the morning I left my house to go to school that day. I didn't know I would register. It was out of being a rebel that I registered for mechanical engineering. So that is why, by God's grace, it has turned out well. But it could have gone pear-shaped. I could have gone any other way. And that is why it's very, very important that no matter what you want, align what they want for themselves. You might think they don't know. They know. Just imagine
Mm.
yourself
I
at
love
their age.
this.
A 25-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old, if you have memories of where you were, try and recall what vivid memories you had and the kind of aspirations or ideas you knew that people thought that you're young to know. So
Mm.
that's then number two, what did the discussion group do that was separated us from the game? One, we take risks.
Mm.
Always pay
Wow.
off a lot of risks. Then our mantra has always been quality. We are not purely based on making money, you know. Um, every industry we've been in, we've almost come in as pioneers. And why that has been is that we've maintained our quality. It's not always painful to be disciplined or to have your values and stick to them. There's
Mm.
opportunity for everything, but at the long run, it pays. So we take risks, we go into new frontiers. You fall, you stand. Eventually, your legs become strong enough and you can stand. And by the time you know it, you're running. So, in a
Wow.
nutshell, take risks, push yourself. Where you don't want to be is in your comfort zone. Comfort zone, you don't grow. Nothing new really
Yes,
happens there.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not saying that all the time you need to be hopping from one thing or the other. Achieve, take a breather, move. The comfort zone, nothing grows there. You need to be able to get conversant with not being comfortable. I think that's the way to
Wow.
go.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that, for being, vulnerable. We wouldn't have learned that if not for Onyeka's question. Thank you, Onyeka, for asking the question. And thank you, sir, for being open and transparent with us. I'm hearing a side of you I never knew. Yes, I've always known that you're humble. I've always known that, you meet rich kids and they are spoiled, they are rude, they talk to people anyhow. But I was like, how come is different? But which was part of what informed my decision to say that I wanted to learn from you personally, but I thought more people can actually learn from from you, which is why I reached out to you to share on this topic. Yeye Bush says, Great session, Coach Dikanna. A case in point is my local supermarket. It started off as a small storefront and has expanded into a 2-floor expansive store. I noticed that during the holidays, his children helped overload the delivery trucks and stock the shelves. His wife is also in the store serving as manager. The business is stronger for rates. Wow, awesome. Ifeanyiwa Maduka. Oh, okay, so that is the executive assistant to Mr. Dikanna, and she has been consistent, you know, in attending this financial independence workshop since she saw it from Mr. Dikanna. And I remember the very first session where I said, I noticed you have been consistent, but I don't know how you joined the program. And she said, Mr. Dikanna is my boss. He's the best boss you can pray for. He's so wonderful. Like, as she was saying it, I was putting my hand on my head, like, hey, God, do remember me too. When can I get a boss like this? You know, so if anyone Marcus said, Dikanna is a very disciplined man that you won't believe is from a wealthy background. I know this as a result of the kind of father and family he had. Thank you, Ifeanyiwa, for that, contribution. Madam Olubusola Abidekun says, to add to the question of Onyeka, for me, a daughter of a professor and priest, my dad ensured that we all worked in church as kids. Then we had tables in the office to read and study for weekends. He took us to his late friend, Chief Adebayo Faleti, in order to understand our Yoruba culture very well. We had no choice than to study and put God first. By the grace of God, all this formed us. Intentional moves is important. Start practicing this, please. You know, Mrs. Olubusola Abidekun was also a speaker on this financial independence series, and she spoke on networking and the role of building intentional relationships for wealth creation. And she's a mother. She's a mother at heart. I mean, this woman, I don't even know. Now I'm understanding, I'm merging it to the topic of today, the role of good parenting, because I noticed that she's a pastor and she's as well relevant in the HR space. She's worked in almost all the sectors, and she's gotten so much ground. And I'm wondering, she's powerful in CIPM. And I've asked her, like, how do you do it? Now I understand the role of good parenting in making you, Mrs. Abidekun, who you had today. Thank you for sharing. Onyeka Ebose, thank you so much for this powerful insight. Thank you, everyone, for making today powerful. And Mrs. Olubusola, thank you for inviting the elite coaches for this. I'm very grateful. Thank you, Mr. Dikanna.
It's good to see everyone. I see the names. I mean, I'm very, very humbled by the number of people that have turned up for this. I mean, wow.
Thank you, Mr. Dikanna. Ogo Ogbueli, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Dikanna, for this wonderful session. I actually was going through my WhatsApp and I saw Onyeka's post. I said, okay, I'm going to register and attend, and I'm here. And I'm very happy I did. So my question is to Mr. Dikanna. What advice would you give a child of a wealthy person, okay, like someone like you, from what Onyeka said, that a lot of these big businesses and businessmen, their children end up not following the footpath. And you mentioned some of the things that could be a hindrance. My question now is, from your own personal experience, what advice would you give to such a son or a daughter of, such a businessman or woman to bring that child to the right path?
Thank you very much. Your question is very, very important.
Very, very, very.
First and foremost, the best way to raise a child is using the word of God. That's fundamental. So you can't take that out. But in terms of raising your children up to appreciate things, you see, one of the mistakes we make as parents is sometimes we do not expose our children to what it takes to achieve what we have achieved. So let me rephrase. You see a lot of rich kids or supposedly rich kids that possibly you will see your parents, you will say that the parents are very, very shrewd or very, very prudent or very, very, they're not flamboyant. But their kids, they're eating the money as if it's going out of fashion. Why is that? Because the child doesn't understand the effort, the amount of failures and pain and sleepless night took to get over there. I'll give you, I always tell some people always say, why are you like this? Why are you like this? I say, I can go to a restaurant and spend 100,000 naira for the lunch. It's nothing. But for me to make that 100,000 naira, I have to sell 3 tankers of 3,000 liters of oil and make 1 naira each to make that. So, and it's not every day you make 1 naira from 1 tanker of oil. Wow. What I'm trying to do here is that in people, when they understand the effort and the opportunity cost of that 100,000,
yes, sir.
Then, their approach to money changes. Bear in mind that you don't have to be, how will I say it? You don't have to form like you're poor or you're not well off. What I want to mean, someone can wear a branded, expensive luxury brand and still be humble.
Yes, sir.
Someone can wear a luxury, carry a Gucci bag and still go to an event, and when they see their elders or something, they can still help and serve things.
Yes, sir.
Those two are not mutually exclusive. You can be very comfortable, have the best things in life, but still have the moral values, which are the paramount things. All these things are shagara, all these the showing off on being no. Every successful businessman must have failed. Rock bottom at one point and came back up. If they didn't have the right moral, the right values, they won't come up. They won't come up. So, in other words, let your children know how much it takes to make 1 naira. Let them appreciate the value of 1 naira. Even if they break something. Okay, I'll give you an example now. My sons damaged the wire for their tablet. Before lockdown, I went and bought them their own chargers, so they stop using my own. They damaged it. They damaged their own now. How much is charger? It's not much, but all their tablets have died. They are no charger for a while. They are carrying fish, angry and stuff. Point being, they need to understand that charger doesn't fall from heaven.
Wow.
Our generation needs to understand that being a good parent does not necessarily mean that you're a bad. Being a disciplinarian doesn't make you a bad parent.
Yes, sir.
We don't have to be friends with our kids. Forget that whole
sir.
hype we watch on media that, you have to be good. Yes, it's good to be, but you are more than a friend. You're a mentor. You're a coach. You're many things. You're a doctor. You're a psychologist. In some places, you can even turn into being their spiritual or whatever. What I'm saying that don't put yourself under pressure. Just have that understanding that be whatever your child needs you to be, in line with the values you want your child to have. Understand? If you don't, you can't spread the rod and expect the child not to spoil. The Bible tells you that it doesn't. So I hope that answers your question. Okay.
Sir, can you just speak from a perspective of the child? You being the child of the wealthy parents, right? How have you not allowed it to get into your head, mess up? I understand the role of your parents affected you, but you speak from the perspective of a child.
Truth be told, a child is a blank canvas. Before you even get to the point where you now start having thoughts of trying to be a certain way, things around you shaped your mindset to get to that point.
Absolutely. We're products of our nurture.
Exactly. So from the word go, you start putting it in them. If they finish their food and no jokes. In my house, if you don't finish your food and throw it away, sometimes they go and dig it that barrel with dustbin and keep it for you. They'll tell people are hungry outside.
Really?
Yeah. Now you can call that extreme. But what that does is that even at this age, I'm very, very mindful of taking food, knowing fully well I can't finish it.
Wow.
Even I mean, so you see that you go down to the, I always said the word of God is the best way to raise a child. Train a child in the way he should do, and when he grows, he won't
When
depart
is
from it.
it? You
It's
don't
still in the word
depart
of
from
God.
it.
So before you even get to the point where you now start deciding, oh, this is kind of what, there's something that must have happened to shape your mindset. And those formative years, they're very, very important. That is why they're called the primary education, like the foundational education. So
I
those
see.
areas, the years of primary education, the foundational
I
education,
see.
is
I
paramount in
see.
terms of instilling the kind of value system you want in your child, the kind of mindset you want them to have.
I
If
see.
you don't teach your child how to say thank you when a visitor, or when he gets something, or when a visitor comes in and say, are you the ones that they will learn it automatically? They might not.
Yes,
Just like
sir.
pouring water and expecting it to go a particular channel when you have not done your
Yes,
work to
sir.
create a path for it to go. So they might not.
Thank you so much for this session. I really, really believe that it has been worth your time, everyone. And I see a comment as well. Okay, some comments. Sorry, let me just scroll up, pardon me. Onyeka said, I've always loved that's August's gentle voice, that she has 5 children. I'm wondering how she's still looking that attractive. Wonderful 5 children, and but highly don't use but when you say something that but negates a word. Sorry, I'm teaching. I like impacting knowledge. Just pardon me. I don't mean to be rude. So but negates the previous word. So you'd have said and she's highly efficient. So she has a powerful personal development library for our children. Amazing. And Jane Maduke said, I've been silently listening and taking notes from the start of this session to this point, and I've learned quite a lot. Thank you so much. Onyeka responded to Jen saying, thanks, Janelle. We've noted that. Marianne Anwuli said, awesome. Being a disciplinarian doesn't mean you're a bad parent. New parents need to learn this. I like the perspective on teaching consequences. I tend to feel I am too tough, but now I know if I miss this season, it may be tough on them later. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. You all made it beautiful. Mr. Dikanna, parting words, final words for us before we release you and we take other things. You are muted, sir. You're muted, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone, for participating. I'm humbled by this, but whatever you're doing, ensure you have fun. Okay? Yes. There is no destination. The trick is in the journey. That's where the juice is. Don't think if I get there, I will be this. No, it is that getting there. That is where the trick is. So don't even this whole thing we're talking about parenting. Don't be waiting for when your children marry, you start enjoying. No, enjoy the whole parenting process right now. Be involved. Make it fun. Play games with your children. Just remember those things we always wanted our parents to do with us, and one or two reasons why they couldn't. Now is an opportunity for us to, build that into our own children. And put God first in all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I know you're extremely busy. You're either on flights or you're in air. You're either in air or on the road. And so thank you very much for this, for investing into our generation and even the upcoming generation. We appreciate you, sir. And we'll hear from you. You will hear from us very soon, even though we don't have honorarium for you, like the honorarium that I cannot give a billionaire honorarium now, but I hope to grow to that level. Sir, thank you so much. And everyone on the call, we want to know, how are you feeling? How are you doing? If you're feeling sad, traumatized, and you need help, mental health support, please feel free to sign up for a session with me. I am a trained and certified coach. I'm also a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner and an emotional freedom technique practitioner. I'm even doing a refresher course currently on neuro-linguistic programming currently. And so please feel free to sign up. Oh, pardon me. I mistakenly put next today's session slide on. Let me see if I can pull it right away. So we have this next Saturday, pardon me, on the 14th of November. We're having a chartered marketer. He has over 15 years experience. I'm trying to pull it. The graphics is ready. I forgot to put it in the slide. Let me just tell you verbally. So he's going to be sharing with us on marketing for startup, and he's the country director for Jaguar Company and Group. Is an international company, and trust me, you want to learn from the best. And these are the people even currently hosting me where I am on the mainland right now. He's going to be taking us on marketing for startup, and I'm sure it's going to be worth your time. Please, I need your help and your support. I wrote a book titled Rescued by Love, Why I Cancelled My Wedding, and I really still need support. I want to reprint, and so if you can sponsor copies for us to give at half price, I don't want to give it for free. I notice most times people don't value free things. So I want to give out the book for free because it talks about parenting, the effect of parenting, how it affected my own life. And if you read the book, it's not from the perspective of blaming my parents. It's a perspective of learning on how parenting affects and molds a child into who the child is. You heard him say that a child is a blank slate. Is what you put in there that will create who the child is. Something happened recently, and I want to hold on. Can you still hear me right now? So please, if you have anywhere I can review this book, I'm willing to review and share the book, share what is in the book for free. Churches, mosques, organizations, youths, children, parents. I'm really willing to, review the book. And it comes with 2 books at 5,000 naira. But if you can support me, I can give it at half price, especially if people are buying more than 10. So the other 2 books is Making Sweet Lemonade Out of Your Bitter Lemons. It's my own healing journey, but then this, I made it more of what I've learned, what we teach in the coaching school, what I've learned from NLP, what I've learned from my emotional freedom technique and all of that. And next is that if you are preparing for CIPM or you know someone preparing for CIPM exam, I'm also an associate of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. I'm willing to offer advisory services at a cost. It's not free. And thank you. We're looking forward to seeing you next week. Please don't forget that I said that we need your feedback form. I'll drop the link in the chat room right now. And please, I need volunteers. I cannot do this alone again. Sincerely, I'm begging, I'm asking, I'm pleading for support, financial support. If you want to support with your skill, you want to moderate, you want to do a website for us, you know how best we can put a structure in Greatness Unleashed by Love Foundation. We are registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. I just don't have the funds to create the website yet. So however, you can support us or volunteer, maybe it's advisory services, you want to counsel, you know how a not-for-profit organization or a social enterprise can run and can be effective, please support us. And no amount, every penny counts. No amount is too small. The Paystack link does not have any amount. You just enter the amount you want and it would appreciate you. Thank you once again. Please connect with us and hoping to see you next Saturday on the introduction to marketing for startup. Thank you everyone for making today a success. Your coming, your presence, your inviting everyone made it beautiful. Thank you. Does anybody have any question for me, for us? Any question? Before we call it a day. Any question? Okay, I can see some messages in the chat box. Murewa, please, you can ask your question. I would like to gift Mr. Dikanna's children with my dear child life success. Okay, let me drop my email address. My email address is coachgreatness1@gmail.com. Okay, let me not put that as my business email. So Greatness Foundation greatnessfoundation18@gmail.com. That's my not-for-profit email. Oh, thank you, Ogo. Thank you so much. And I promise I won't share it with anybody else. Thank you, Ogo. So you can send the gifts to that email, Greatness Foundation. Oh, pardon me, that's wrong. Greatness Foundation 18 is greatnessfoundation18@gmail.com. Greatnessfoundation18@gmail.com. Please send it, and I'm very, very sure that it's going to get it. Thank you, Ogo Ogweli. Are you related to Pastor Ogweli by any chance? Do you mind responding? And Onyeka, thank you for connecting us to Ogo. Murewa, you said you have a question, or is your yes for something else? If it is to ask a question, you can unmute yourself and ask. And Madam Marianne, you said, well done, greatness, nice session. Thank you, Ma. Please send me your contact and let me link you up to the Smart Tech Academy. They would help you structure your, wow, thank you. Let me give you my email. Thank you so much, Madam Ogo. So that is my personal email, coachgreatness1@gmail.com. Wow, are you kidding me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really, 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 I need that structure. We need the structure. Onyeka has really been supportive. Sincerely, she's been my friend. But she doesn't like you telling people what she did for us. So let me just keep quiet and stop there. Thank you, Madam Ogo, for this. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. I would personally contact you after this. And you're connected to Pastor David Ogweli and Madam Sarah. Wow. You're a powerful woman. Oh, please let me come and review my book for them at Dominion City. Let me connect with them. They actually helped me when I was in my NYC. Let me be very open and transparent here. I was going through a time of recovering emotionally during my NYC. That was when I was doing, Greatness Unleashed by Love Foundation, going to Calabar, going to Oka, going to Warri, and I was going to Dominion City. And the pastor, we used to come to Lagos then at LBS, come to Dominion City. And I can remember when I was on the altar and I was really crying to God, like, God, I needed to heal me. I needed to heal me. I cannot continue the cycle of my family. And I'm really, really happy, that and I want you to tell them so that they can even know the ripple effect of what they're doing. Thank you, everyone. Murewa, is Murewa still on the call? Okay, he or she has dropped off. Okay, I'll just stop recording right now. Thank you, everyone, for taking out